One way of visualising an economy is as a big system connected by wiring and circuitry, the supply chains that feed us, stock up our businesses and provide us energy. But what happens when that circuitry fails us? It's a question we're now beginning to answer as supply chains falter and prices start to rise, putting companies under pressure.
We are seeing increases across all raw materials, and it's understanding how we can mitigate those costs with those suppliers. Unfortunately, some of those suppliers are increasing their costs not once but twice and even 3 times. That then becomes, difficult conversations with our customers.
An energy crisis is an everything crisis, hence why you hear similar complaints from every sector, from manufacturing to agriculture to services groups like this restaurant.
Energy is a big one because it hits you in terms of your bills, the bills you pay to operate the places, but of course it hits all our suppliers. So, some of our suppliers have asked for a surcharge to deal with the current cost of fuel. This is a big challenge, and you can see a lot of businesses running into trouble in the coming months.
With speculation growing, we're now heading for a recession, and with fresh figures showing gross domestic product, GDP, falling 0.3% in April, it's tempting to believe we're already in a slump. But don't be so sure. Look a little closer. Here's a question. Up until recently, what is it you saw in pretty much every high street in the country? That's right, COVID vaccination centres, testing centres. There was one over there, one further down the high street as well. And it's the absence of that activity that's pushing down on GDP. In fact, if it wasn't for that, you would have seen growth in April. But while we may not be in a slump yet, that doesn't mean we won't face one soon. The fear is that with prices now so high, people simply stop spending. Talk to motorists and it seems we may be nearing that point.
I'm a small business owner, been about 10 years now, and it's crippling at the moment. Running 2 or 3 vans is just terrible. Where we spend about £80 a week, it's £150 per vehicle now.
Everything's had an impact. We've sold our house that's on the outskirts of a town and we're moving into the city centre so that we can be closer to our jobs and we're not going to have a long commute anymore as well.
This is a squeeze the likes of which we haven't seen for more than a generation. Last time we had anything like this, it ushered in years of stagnation and suffering. The hope is history doesn't repeat itself, but history has a habit of doing just that. Ed Conway, Sky News.